Good morning, welcome to Perriches in France for the GP Perriches. It's a UCI 1.2 event today. Also my first ever UCI 1.2 one-day race. How you feeling?
Good man, you?
So the cobbles today, is that what the gloves are for?
Oh yeah.
Do you think they're going to help?
First.
Yeah, do you think they're going to help?
I don't know, when I got a dodgy wrist like I have, I don't want to have any more issues.
What's in store for us today, Steve?
French people.
French people, okay.
Flemish riders.
Yep.
Cobblestones.
Yeah.
A hard race.
How do you think, so obviously there's a few bigger teams here today, it's UCI 1.2, how do you think the race is going to be ridden?
Very, very aggressively. It'd be, because a lot of the riders are Esquire under the free, so there's going to be not much control. Even though there's there's pro-Conti teams here.
Yeah.
But it's going to be ridden really aggressively, which will play into our hands because we can piggyback off the back of it.
Alright, time to race, let's crack on.
On the back.
Dunkerque à l'arrière de peloton, 728, 86, demandez à l'arrière du peloton.
Quick transportation from France back home in the UK. Pretty much the reason I didn't film anything after the race was because we found out we had a delay at the Eurotunnel, so we had to pack up quickly and get there as in as quick as time as possible to try and help minimise the delay for us all. We then had a delay of 2.5 hours. Once we crossed the tunnel back over to the UK, I had a 5-hour drive home. So I was literally driving through the night. We got home this morning out to around 3:30 in the morning. As you can imagine, today has pretty much been a write-off. But yeah, where do I even start for yesterday's race? It was my first UCI 1.2 event, and basically what this means in layman's terms is like our team St. Piran was like the lowest category or the lowest level of standard team there. The other two categories in that race were continental teams and also pro-continental teams. There was some real strong French and Belgian teams there, but yeah, I mean, I didn't really know what to expect. I knew it would be aggressive. I knew most of the riders, most of the teams were under 23, and so there was no real control. Everyone's fighting for the race. Everyone wants to win. And yeah, we tried to be aggressive early doors. As you saw in that little montage there, I was trying to get away in one of the early breaks. The idea was to sort of send someone up the road. We were all tagging the moves and nothing was really going. Eventually a group of around 10 guys got away. The bunch sat up, let that breakaway get around 2 minutes, and then the Lotto Sudal under 23 team decided to control the race and slowly but surely bring the breakaway back. In total there was 12 laps. There was 6 laps of a pretty standard sort of square circuit, and then there was another 6 laps of another square equally sized circuit, but 1.2 kilometers of that circuit was over some cobbles. And I mean, these were proper cobbles, nothing like I'd ever ridden before. The first time over was a bit of a shock actually. I didn't really know how to ride them, but after that first lap, the instinct of riding on the tops, riding in a nice cadence, sort of sighting out the smoothest lines sort of came to me, and yeah, I was pretty fine. It was always a massive scrap into the final corner before the cobble section starts. Everyone wants to be in that front position. No one wants to drop the wheels through the cobbles, because that's pretty much where. Well, because the race wasn't a hilly race, that's where the guys were losing contact, and that's where most of the riders were getting shelled. Eventually, towards the end, with two laps to go, the bunch had whittled down from 200 riders down to about 50, and we just about caught the breakaway. The race ended up being a little bit of a depleted bunch sprint. I tried to get myself positioned well. It was a finish that suited me. It was on an uphill drag, a 1 kilometer uphill drag. But yeah, trying to get yourself positioned in a race where you've got pro continental teams is just so hard. I was in a real good position with around 2 kilometers to go, but yeah, I just got pushed out a little bit, and before I knew it, I found myself like 30th wheel back, which is way too far back in the final 2 kilometers of a race when you want to sprint. The eventual race winner came from one of the riders from Aqua Sport, which is a Belgian pro continental team. I just came in sort of middle back of the what was remainder of the front bunch. So I mean, for my first UCI 1.2 race, I was quite happy to be in that front group over the finish line. In that final 2 kilometers, when I was trying to move up and when I was sprinting at the end, I don't think I could have physically done any better, because I set a new max heart rate of 204 BPM. So yeah, I was on my limit. I was full gas. There was only actually me, Joe and Will that finished. We all came in around the same position. The other 3 guys didn't, because they all got untimely punches, and unfortunately we were unable to get back into the bunch. All in all, it was a mega day out. Incredible experience doing that standard of race, and I really hope that we get the opportunity to do it again. The average speed for the day was around 29 miles per hour or 48 kilometers per hour. My average heart rate was 172. My max, as I just said, was 204. But my average power, I have no idea, because basically after the first time over the cobbles, it uncalibrated my power meter. So it said I was doing like 100 watts everywhere, when I clearly wasn't doing 100 watts. But I expect my normalized power to be somewhere around 320 watts. Anyway, that's going to be the end of today's video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.